welcome back to my vegan kitchen. Today I have a much requested recipe. I'm getting right off to a good start. Falafel. I've made this before in a recipe video, but I've used canned chickpeas. Whole nother level when you go from dried. So let's get started right away. In this bowl, this takes a little bit of planning because this I decided I was going to make yesterday. You have to soak these overnight in water. I'm doing a double recipe today, but I will have all of the amounts in the info box. So just for S&Gs, this is 2 cups. So I soaked it overnight and I drained it, rinsed it. It's good to go. Now we need to grind this up. You could do it in a blender. You really should do it in a food processor because these are pretty tough. They're still kind of hard. Chickpeas are one of the only peas/beans that you can eat raw after you soak. So I'm going to do these in small batches along with the cilantro and onion. Again, quantities for a single recipe in the info box below. And full disclosure, I don't have fresh parsley because I don't really like it that much. But I'm going to add in a little bit of parsley flakes and double the cilantro because I really like stink bug taste. Because that, come on, let's face it, that's what cilantro tastes like and smells like. It smells like stink bugs when you smush them. Alright, so I'm going to put some of the cilantro in the bottom of the food processor because if you put it at the top, it's not going to get thoroughly chopped up. So let's start with small batches. Cilantro in the bottom. We're also going to throw some onions in there too. We're going to throw all 3 of these in every batch. So cilantro, onion, chickpeas. So we'll probably do like 1/3 of them. Hopefully that'll work.
We'll find out.
Yeah, if it doesn't, you know what? We'll just fix it. It's not a big deal, so don't stress out. Hey, get on! Alright. You don't want to over process it. You just want to process it till it starts to look like falafel.
Yeah.
And I'm going to be transferring this into this bowl here because when we get everything chopped up in here, then we're transferring you to a different school. We're going to this one and we're going to make the mixture in there. And I definitely slopped this up. There's some on the counter over there, but I tried to clean it up. But it smells so good right now. It's total stink bug heaven. It does smell like stink bugs, right? I'm not dreaming.
But like delicious.
Yeah,
not
delicious stink bugs. Not like ew. Alright, I forgot to mention also you would do the garlic when you're chopping this up too with the onion, but I have already chopped up garlic, so that's why I didn't put it in. I'm going to add it now. I like a lot of garlic, and there's a lot of garlic in it. That's a lot of garlic, right?
Yeah, but
don't worry. The exact measurements are going to be in the info box. Yeah. Did I happen to mention that the exact measurements are going to be in the info box?
I don't think so.
Also, I didn't do the parsley. I did all cilantro, so I'm just going to add some parsley. But if you have fresh parsley, the time to add it would be when you're grinding up the chickpeas along with everything else. Alright, so this is so simple. We've done 80% of it already. We just have to do the 20%, which is lemon juice. We're going to add 2 tablespoons of lemon juice. Well, not if you're only making half. Okay. Lemon juice is in. We're going to add some oil because we're going to add some oil. I'm happening to be using avocado oil because this stands up well to heat. If you only have olive oil, that's fine, or if you have canola, whatever. But this is the best one for the job. So I'm going to add some of this because it's going to keep it from drying out in the oven. When you fry it, it's going to keep it moist because it's putting a crust on the outside. This is going to help it not dry out into a dried out turd. Alright. We've got our spices here. We've got cumin, coriander, some Himalayan sea salt, some baking soda, not baking powder, and some cayenne pepper to give it just a little bit of a kick. So we're going to put all of those in. Don't happen to mention the exact amounts will be in the info box.
What?
Yeah. Let me just squeeze over here and get the final ingredient. Much like Who Wants to Be a Millionaire? Who wants to be a falafel? Well, if you want to be a falafel, you better put some flour in there. And there's a little tricky thing about the flour. We're starting off with a certain amount. We're going to mix it up and see what it looks like, and then see if we need to add flour from there or not. So this is everything contained in this bowl to make falafel. Now it's time to mix. And because I'm lazy, I'm going to let the KitchenAid do it for me. But you certainly can make this in a regular mixing bowl. Alright, we're going to let it mix for a second and see if it starts to come together. When it starts to come together, you know that you've got the right consistency. You don't want it too wet, but you don't want it too dry, because then it's going to be a dried out turd in the oven. This still looks a little bit wet. So we're going to add just a little bit more flour. Maybe just a little bit. Let's see. Let me test it. See, it's not. So we definitely need more flour because it's not holding together. You'll be able to know when you have the right amount of flour because it's gonna come together. I'm gonna scrape down the sides too. Don't be afraid to scrape down the sides once in a while. You want an equitable distribution of everything. See? Now that is the perfect consistency. Alright, we're going to scoop these out onto a baking tray. I like to keep them all about the same size so that they, you know, are all ready at the same time and they're all cooked perfectly. So we're just going to do that for the whole tray. You're probably going to get 2 trays out of a double batch, but you could try and squeeze them all onto one tray for a single batch. You don't have to leave, don't be afraid, you don't have to leave that much room in between because they're not going to like puff out like cookies or anything. So we're going to cook these at 375 for half an hour and they are going to be amazing. Alright, so here's the falafel right out of the oven. They were perfect, they weren't too wet and they weren't too dry. We served them up with some garlic pita and some hemp dressing, which there is a recipe for on this channel. We'll try and link it in the info box. And of course, traditionally, tomato and red onion. And they were absolutely delicious, wouldn't you say?
I would. They were a delight.
They really were, guys, and they were so simple. Only 30 minutes in the oven.
And you bake them, you don't fry them.
Exactly. So they're so much more healthier than getting them at a restaurant or for takeout. So I hope you try them because, quite frankly, they're delicious. So please let us know if you liked it with a thumbs up. Subscribe for more recipes. And until next time, much love.